Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. In today's reading, I thought it would be fun to look at your soul's blueprint. So we're going to look at things like origins, past lives, gifts and abilities, why this lifetime is important, and your soul journey ahead and such. So this is going to be a pretty fun reading. I'm pretty excited. I have pre-shuffled these decks for this reading, and let's go through them. For pile number 1, we have Eros. I just want to remind everyone, I shuffle these, so don't blame me for the ones that come out. Like, this jam has been coming out way too much. I'm trying to learn this deck. Yeah. For pile number 2, we have the gem. For pile number 3, we have the Eternal Child. And for pile number 4, we have the King. So, without further ado, please pick your pile based on your intuition, and I will see you on your reading. Bye! Hello everyone, if you selected pile number 1 or Eros, this is going to be your reading. So let's reveal your oracle cards. We're looking at your soul's blueprint. So I thought it would be kind of cool if we looked at the origins, past lives, gifts and abilities that your soul has. Why is this lifetime important, and what is the soul journey ahead? Obviously, soul, in my understanding and with the intention of the reading, is very different from the ego, right? Soul is who you are on the very empowered level. Heart. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracles. I mean, love, passion, Eros, right? It's desire, it's love. It's falling in love. It's desiring someone or merging with a person, with an entity, with nature, with art. Eros, desire, heart, passion. Let's see what you got. You got Pluto. Okay. Very powerful soul. Libra. This really gives me a feeling that you have seen a lot of war in your incarnations. You've seen a lot of destruction. You've seen a lot of... You really might be a person who cares about politics in this lifetime. Sorry, there's a bug. But with Libra being here, justice must be really important to you. You really... I think that's because you witnessed a lot of war, a lot of violence, and you've been incarnated. Obviously, if we all experienced a lot of war, if we have incarnated multiple times on Earth, okay, because our history is full of wars. So this is basically what your soul feels like. It's tired of war. It's seen a lot of it. And we have the Hermit. Interesting. Very much polarity energy here, right? The Hermit. So I'm getting a feeling of you are a lover at heart, pile number 1, but you have spent some lifetimes alone. So you're actually someone who does have a soulmate in this lifetime, and you definitely have that soulful connection, that romantic, that muse, that kind of a person that you went through different lifetimes with, and you guys have been separated in some lifetimes, like you just chose to do them alone. And in other lifetimes, you really got to live out your affair, your love, your, in some lifetimes, it was the center of your event, but in others, it's not. Okay, let's just get to your tarot. Okay. This one definitely wants to come out. This one too. I'm gonna take this one. I'm trying not to shuffle on camera because honestly, it's so chaotic to edit. So I'm trying to just pull This is out of my comfort zone, but I really want to do this. Okay, now we need a card for origins. And one more. Okay. Let's reveal your cards. We have 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. This is the after tarot, by the way. We have 9 of Cups with the figure already eating a served meal. Then we have 7 of Swords. We have the High Priestess, Ace of Wands, King of Swords, and finally Knight of Swords. Alright, pile number 1. Your soul's gifts and abilities are very much diverse, let's just say that. On one hand, your soul is very much experienced in the spiritual realm. You have incarnated on earth a lot of times. Like, you are an earth lover, okay? You have actually had a lot of experiences here, a lot of different incarnations, maybe simultaneous incarnations happening now. But one of your gifts is the fact that you are presented as the High Priestess, meaning that you are an intermediary between the astral world or the ether and ourselves. You are presented as someone who can really channel the source. You have this natural ability to always reconnect back to the source, and that's your soul's gift. On another hand, your soul's gift is an ability is also understanding certain things intellectually. So not only are you a very intuitive person with the High Priestess being here, but also you are a very creative person with Ace of Wands. You're able to channel ideas. You're really able to, you know, have that connection, be that bridge between the worlds. But also, you are an intellectual. You are also very intellectually advanced, and you've spent a lot of your lifetimes as a soul really searching for the truth, really isolating. You know, you've spent some time in the monasteries with your gurus and with the monks and such. You have done it all, you know what I mean? You've had those isolation moments of just going and painting in a cave. You have done it all, and a lot of your lifetimes were lifetimes of abundance and excitement. Your soul has always been very experienced in abundance, manifesting abundance. And if this is not the case for you now, it will be in this lifetime. You will see it's one of your soul's natural gifts to be constantly gravitating and surrounded by luxury and gifts and just positive energies. Like, in a lot of your lifetimes, even though you were surrounded by much more negative energy, you were able to be energetically aligned with abundance. Like, you spent a lot of your lifetimes in wealth, in being served to, in being catered to. You know, you are the type of person who spent there's such diversity to your experience. On one hand, you have isolated and really gone through your hermit modes, and on the other hand, you've really lived a life of luxury and abundance. Interesting, your past life. You might have an issue in this lifetime still with trust because of certain entrapments that happened in your past lives. Your soul really wants to trust, and I think you're a very, very trusting soul by nature because you just see the best in everyone. But also, because of your experiences in your past lives when you have been specifically targeted and, you know, set up, basically, you are like paranoid on a soul level about trust, I think, in some ways. This, for Seven of Swords to come out as one of the past life experiences that has shaped you, that's really significant. You've done, you know how I see your past lives? Pile number one is you have done a lot of like, you were like the rich person in the castle, just doing your thing, an artist. You also have been in the hermit mode, but also you've been kind of like on the battlefield, but never really the warrior. Like, I don't really see you as the warrior. You're always the intellect behind whatever happening in the military. But there was just this sneaky energy. You've done some corrupt stuff in some of your lives. Your soul just kind of got caught up in the ego, and you had to learn lessons. You know, all of us have to learn lessons. Like, otherwise we wouldn't incarnate here, right? If we were just perfection and ready. Knight of Swords. I'm hearing you are learning a universal truth. You're finding out in this lifetime how consciousness operates, and you are gaining the clarity that you were looking for lifetimes, I'm hearing. You know, it's likely your soul is not even your origins of your soul seem to be quite advanced, to be honest with you. And that's why pile number one is like, you have really not, it's a part of your soul to be surrounded by luxury and beauty. Like, you have a special, on a soul level, you understand beauty and art, but you also understand violence in some artistic ways. Like, you really understand why people are violent, and you understand it's not worth it. And I think in this lifetime you really came to express that peaceful nature. You were like an anti-war activist in this lifetime, I swear. There is this very much, you know, savior, justice, Martin Luther King Jr. type of vibes going on here, with kind of revolutionizing society. Because you see people so well, and you've seen so many wars. Pile number one, if you do not have a partner or soulmate, if you don't believe in that, I would be surprised, because there is a law that indicates that you have incarnated with the same person a lot of the times. And like, some lifetimes you spend together, some lifetimes alone. Like, you're a very independent person too. Like, you might be a very loving person, but also a very independent person, because you've spent quite a lot of lifetimes alone. Like, you guys just are both very empowered individuals, because it seems like you were ready to spend lifetimes without each other. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, we gotta learn this lesson, gotta go, not gonna see you, at least in this incarnation. And then you're like, haha, it doesn't matter, because we're always together. I honestly cannot really start putting it into words what I imagine the astral world is like, but yeah. Pile number one, your soul's blueprint is that of an artist, a psychic, an intuitive leader, but also an intellectual leader. Someone who really values justice, someone who really values compassion, someone who really values law, someone who really understands law and politics, because you've witnessed a lot of it. Someone who really has seen the dark shades of the ego, and someone who has been trapped in the past, but someone who also experienced quite a bit of happiness and luxury in their past life. You're someone who definitely has a soulmate or twin flame, definitely someone who is connected to sensuality and art, so sexuality, expression of creativity and abundance. There's a lot of feminine energy to your soul. Doesn't matter what gender you are, there's a lot of just nurturing and soft energy to your soul now. And I really think that you really disliked your time on Earth during war. It's like you hated it because you have never really been about that. And witnessing it just makes you, that's why there's this such justice era to you. So I had to take a sip of water. Yeah, pile number 1. Wow. I mean, this is just a beautiful reading, but I don't feel like anything else is coming through. You're here, like it says, you're meant to live a life of passion, of purpose. You're kind of always like just doing your thing. Like, you are such an empowered soul that you're doing your thing. You're being in your Nine of Pentacles energy, collecting your coin, you know, figure out the world's truths, developing your sensuality. Yeah, pile number 1. This is all that I see here. Thank you so much for being here. If you resonate, like this video, and if you want to share with me anything about your story, please do so in the comments. I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello everyone. If you selected pile number 2 or the gem, this is going to be your reading. We're looking at your soul blueprint, its origins, past lives, gifts and abilities, why this lifetime is important, soul journey ahead, and yeah, we're just kind of, honestly, we're seeing where the reading is taking us. I have some, obviously, themes in mind, but direction. Clarify what you're seeking so the path becomes clear. Gem. That's two, the same energy of kind of finding a gem among the dirt, the worms. Because this is like yucky energy. Yucky energy. Finding something beautiful and precious in the yucky energy. Mercury, communication. 4 of Earth, assembly. 4 of Earth, assembly. Alright. I am already sensing some themes, but let's just shuffle your deck real quick and pull your tarot cards so we have the whole picture. Okay. Definitely this one, definitely this one, definitely this one, this one. I'm trying not to shuffle. It's really hard for me not to shuffle, but I'm so chaotic because of my air sign energy that I just don't like doing it on camera. It's really hard to edit because sometimes I just shuffle for a while. Okay, now that I am done with telling you my excuse, let's look into your cards. Oh, I need a little bit more here. Page of Swords. We have Queen of Swords. And we have 2 of Swords. Wow, okay, interesting. We have Death. Nine of Swords. And Ace of Cups. Wow, very, very interesting soul energy. Okay, very unique soul. I'm excited. Let's see. Let's get more cards. Let's get origin. Let me move these a bit. We have Knight of Pentacles. And let's get one more card about this lifetime's importance. King of Wands. Okay. I understand. I understand. Pile number 2. So, your soul is really, really rare. I mean, the gem clarifies it. You are, I mean, I'm sure anyone who listens to tarot readings online is pretty rare, right? In comparison to how many people are actually orbiting here on Earth. But you are like a rare, the gem. Your soul is gifted with its ability to shape its reality and its ability to communicate certain truths about reality very clearly. There is this unique ability to understand things intellectually. You're a very intellectual soul, honestly. very, very intellectual soul. You spend a lot of your past lives just studying. You've been studying your whole life, you guys, okay? You have been studying in your past lives constantly. Like, you were constantly like, okay, I need to figure out how the world works. And you're constantly looking for the truth. You have been a mystic. You have been, you know, one of those people who were actually in the mystic academies. You really were trying to figure out what the truth is for as long as you remember. And that's why you are such a rare soul, because you are very, very knowledgeable about the truth. It's almost like ever since you were born, certain truths were just communicated to you, and they were just a given. Like, you just kind of knew that was true, and that is it. That I have this aspect of my life where I felt that way, and I really, really feel that, honestly. One of your soul's gifts, actually, which is very, very interesting, is reincarnation. Is by which I mean is your ability to resurrect, actually. So you are, there's Scorpio vibes. Your soul is very, very connected to the underworld or the ether, or you're very connected with both the subconscious and the darkness and the shadow, but also with the spirit. It's like there is this ability to, you're able to you've recreated yourself so many times because you really understand certain laws of the universe intellectually. You also are really able to overcome yourself in terms of your negative patterns. Like, you have been trapped a lot in your past lives. You have been in a lot of difficulty. Obviously, incarnation on earth is difficult. Think about, like, now incarnation is like okay-ish, but like still most people are suffering, right? Like, let's be real here. But you have seen some really, really bad stuff, you know? So your soul really, really learned how to be strong, honestly. Like, you are strong because you're able to, you know, you've been lost before and you were able to get yourself out of those situations. And it's likely that you have this gift in this lifetime. Like, maybe you've been lost a little bit and then you kind of snap back into it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get my life back together, and you get out of it, you know? You have this ability to reinvent yourself, to recreate yourself, to really become the new person, to really constantly shed layers like a snake. In this lifetime, you are meant to really embody your King of Wands energy. In one way or another, you're meant to be like this leader, this celebrity status creative person. There's this, I mean, it's King of Wands, right? It's a masculine energy, but it's spirit energy. It's the most creative energy, right? Except for feminine energies, I would say. So you are meant to really be in an authority position through your creativity. By following your heart, you are really meant to be in your heart space in this lifetime. You're really meant to follow your heart in this lifetime. Wow. It's like you have been in a lot of places in one of your first origins here on earth. Like, obviously time is very just, it's a big subject to get into when you actually try to explain it. It's not very linear, right? So all of these incarnations are technically happening at the same time, but they are still not simultaneous experiences in terms of experience and soul growth. I don't know but you originated, so one of your first incarnations here on earth, that's how I would interpret it, was as a knight, and then you were like quickly over it, to be honest. You were quickly over just kind of the warrior energy because you became so interested in actually pursuing the truth about nature. So it's almost like your soul actually had gone through a change in its first incarnation on earth. It really went from being someone who valued just success, or not obviously on a soul level that would mean you just valued indulging in physical experience. You really went from that kind of energy into a student of life energy, and someone who really got to know some truths. And in this lifetime, you're really meant to channel this love from the spirit to humanity. And that's why you are in the position of King of Wands in this lifetime. You were really, really meant to be the star, you know? Yeah, wow. Alright, this was a really short reading. My god, it's like you can't force a reading to be longer than it's not. You know what I'm saying? I try all the time. I'm like, okay, I need to talk more. But when channeling ends, it's like kind of an abrupt energy shift for you sometimes. So yeah, pile number 2, I mean, your soul blueprint is beautiful. You are a mystic, a student of life, and you have done this so many times. Somehow you're able to you're gifted at communication and at manifesting with direction here. It's like you're able to really understand what the true path is. In a lot of your lifetimes, you really were like, I'm not settling, I'm going for it regardless. Like, you didn't have many lifetimes just going with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Just going with what your parents told you. You were always very, very active in pursuit of your life purposes on earth as a soul. See, this was a random moment of channeling. But yeah, I think I don't see anything else here. Thank you so much, pile number 2. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If it resonated, let me know. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi there, everyone. If you selected pile number 3, or the eternal child, this is going to be your reading. Right away, it's such a playful energy, very light energy. I love this energy. Love this pile already. Curious to see what your soul blueprint looks like, Hamsa. May your Hamsa hand bring you love, light, luck, and protection. We have Water Day, and we have 9 of Water, Airborne. I love these cards. You guys, they are the Da Vinci Enigma Tarot, and I've been using them with oracle cards because they're so interesting. The book is just so interesting. Da Vinci obviously is a very interesting historical figure, and like, I'm fascinated by him. And Airborne actually is a card of 9 of Water, right? 9 of Cups, fulfillment of a wish. The reason why they called it Airborne is because it was actually Da Vinci's dream to fly. Like, he wanted to create a mechanism that would allow him to be able to experience flying, controlling air. That would be his wish come true. And I feel like you are that kind of a person, okay? Like, one of your soul's blueprint is the fact that you are very unique in your approach. Like, you really do believe that the impossible is possible. Your dream come true might look impossible to others, you know. It might be like flying, like Da Vinci, you know. It was kind of the project, the passion project of his lifetime, you know. And you are that kind of a person. You are that soul that really is able to fulfill wishes. Is this what I'm hearing? You're really, yeah, I mean, you have this ability to fulfill wishes. Wow. For others, maybe too? I don't know. Okay. All right, let's look into your tarot cards. I'm just going to spread them out and pick them. Okay. Did you guys see that one, like, came out on its own? This is kind of cool. Let's see this one, this one, I see this one, I see this one, yeah. Okay, let's look at your cards. We have the Lovers. Interesting. The soul's origin has to deal with Adam and Eve. Pretty cool. The Moon. Temperance, wow. You've had quite a lot of experience in different lifetimes. And sometimes you were alone with the moon here. Sometimes you had to go on lonely quests, lonely journeys, and other times you were really surrounded by community. You seem to originate with another soul. You have one of those very, very close, soulmates or twin flames, whatever you want to call it. You really have that because it's like you spend a lot of your incarnations with the same person. Interesting, that was a theme for another pile. We have 8 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Five of Cups. So this part of the reading is why your gifts and abilities are expressed now. Pile number 3. You are the eternal child, right? I mean, the card speaks for itself. You have a very unique childlike energy to you, and it doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what lifetime you're in, you have this spark in you that is recognizable in all lifetimes, and it's like this spark of innocence to you. I really relate to this, honestly. There is a spark of just purity to you that allows you to always see the enlightened side. And you have been quite enlightened for a while now. It seems like you are it's one of your last incarnations. I mean, this is likely your last incarnation here on Earth. Pile number 3, because you are pretty much like, you're done. You're moving into non-physical realm. You know what I mean? One of your soul's gifts is basically achieving enlightenment, and I'm hearing Odin here. That's Norse mythology, I think. You have really spent a lot of lifetimes as a soul searching for enlightenment with Temperance and the Hangman. They're both like illuminated with clarity figures, and you have been on the journey for a long time. As I said, you have isolated in some lifetimes, and in others you really leaned into your communal structures, into your soulmate. Some lifetimes were without the soulmate, and one of your unique abilities as a soul is to make wishes come true for other people. I'm hearing this is weird, so this is really beautiful. It's like you are able to validate people in such ways that their internal child is able to be heard, and that like you're able to activate that same kind of spark in other people, and that's your gift. Oh, I forgot to reveal this one. The Fool. Okay, why is this lifetime important? The Fool. Yeah, so in all of these lifetimes, you were like the mystic, the searcher, the hermit. You've been everywhere. You've been all over the world, all over all galaxies, looking for the truth, really looking for enlightenment. You really perfected your craft. Like, your understanding of consciousness is so diverse and so different from anyone else, because you see it from a perspective of an innocent child, but at the same time you understand how to explain it to anyone, because you have experienced it in so many different journeys. And the reason why this incarnation is important is because in this lifetime you were meant to really live your purest and lightest life. This is the time that you are here. I mean, this is your why is this? So this is okay. It might be for some people. This is for a few of you. You have actually been incarnating in other places in the universe, not on Earth. I'm sorry. And this is like a very... The Fool. Why is this lifetime abortion? I think by the end of your last lifetime, you have accumulated a lot of karma and you worked it out. Finally, like in this lifetime, you were meant to work out the finales of the karma and to actually live your dream life and fulfill your dream. Like you've tried to fulfill your dream in so many lifetimes and you learned everything that you need to, and you had beautiful lives regardless, you know? But you wanted like that same thing. You were like, I'm trying to figure out the secret of manifestation. I'm trying to figure out the secret of the universe. Like in so many lifetimes you're doing this, that you obviously we accumulate certain karmas, you know, throughout lifetimes, and certain debts and certain contracts we need to fulfill, and you were just preoccupied with dealing with that kind of stuff in some lifetimes. And I'm seeing that in this lifetime you finally are getting rid of that energy of lack, you know, once and for good. Like you integrate the shadow and you are now free to live your purest life, like the life of your highest potential. So that's pretty freaking exciting. The reason why this incarnation is important is because you will finally live your truth, finally be yourself, finally be your purest potential. Yeah. You were always meant to come into this transitional state. It's likely that for this group there will be a story about your lifetime where you're like, oh, I lived in the 3D world, and then all of a sudden it's like everything has changed and you moved into your ideal reality and became kind of like a teacher, a guru, a celebrated leader. Yeah, I mean, it's like there's this before and after to your life. Yeah. Pile number 3, this was your soul's blueprint. If you resonate, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know your story in the comments, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello everyone. If you selected pile number 4 or the king, this is going to be your reading about your soul's blueprint. So we're looking at your origins, at past lives, fire day. Whoa. Okay, do you guys see this? It's a lot of energy. A lot. You're very, very powerful soul. Okay, I'm like, like my soul, I think, is much more air and ether based. This is like spirits, fire. You know that scene? I'm thinking of, what is this? Am I just making this up right now? Dumbledore screaming like, fire! In his British accent. Okay. God, what is this? 2 of Earth, polarity. And we have Lotus. Move from darkness into the light like a lotus. Whoa. Your soul has truly experienced polarity. You've had a lot of different experiences in this universe, and you have really experienced polarity. You wanted to experience polarity. This is partially why you're doing this incarnation, is you wanted to experience polarity. You wanted to experience what it's like to feel love in comparison to fear, you know, because it's very, very evident in this realm of Earth. Let's get your tarot cards. Oh, fire day. Wow. Okay. Wow. Death. Let me just. I've started pulling cards like this because the reading never fails, and I'm too chaotic to shuffle. I've decided to prohibit myself from shuffling. I'm trying a new, more uncomfortable for me method, and this one. Let's just take this one. Queen of Pentacles as the soul's journey ahead. This lifetime is important. It's because you are meant to step into success in this lifetime. Queen of Pentacles. You're meant to be extremely, extremely abundant. So this is gifts. It's the Star, so sweet. Temperance, so sweet. My gosh. Pile number 4. What are you going through? My God. This is so exciting. I actually am loving this reading. Loving, 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 loving this reading. Okay, pile number 3. In a lot of your past lifetimes here, to the point where it became your soul, you have been in the leadership position. I mean, it cannot be made any more clear. Was the emperor here, right? With the king being your card. You have been a leader in, it's just very natural for you to lead. You have led in a lot of lifetimes. You really you really are that bee. You have that powerful energy. I mean, look at this fire. Like my eye keeps falling on this intense fire day card. You are, your origin, it's like your soul is so ancient. This is definitely like the most spiritual, the most ancient pile. I feel like you originated was like the Big Bang, right? The fire, like it's like you exist for so long that it's in your soul's blueprint to have witnessed how much things change, like how much death goes through, how much, all cycles are cycles of death and rebirth, and you witness them from the beginning of this universe. I mean, and you have led, you were maybe one of those ancient figures that traveled around and taught, someone who really led, someone from an ancient civilization who taught hunter-gatherers, perhaps, if that theory is true, someone who really, maybe someone that has been perceived as God. I'm hearing you were that successful person. You were that person who was a representation of the truth, of idealism, of leadership, of really just strength. And you really came to Earth, into this incarnation, to experience polarity. You wanted to experience more of polarity. So you wanted to experience the bad and really feel, really grow. And temperance in the star is just so uncanny. You are meant to be one of the almost chosen ones, like light worker energy, and your dream life is meant to unfold in the way that you dreamt of it as a child. Likely you were really meant to bask in the glory of being the star, being adored, loved, respected, and really having all of the luxury in this lifetime. Because I mean, your soul is naturally gifted at fulfilling its wishes. It's naturally gifted at patience, and it's naturally gifted at being the last one standing. You are such an ancient soul, you know what I mean? Like, there's this such strength to you that even if you break to the point of there's nothing left of you, you're still able to get up. There is this infinite pool of strength in you because you're so connected to spirit and to the origins of the world. And you really understand darkness because you really witnessed a lot of it, right? You really have done some destruction. I'm gonna say you've lived different kinds of lives where you were a saint, and lives where you really leaned into expression of violence, and that really did not work out well for you. You have some root trauma to your soul, honestly. This very much feels like the original betrayal, like Eve committing the thing. Like, this was you that it happened to, and then you had to relive it in so many different ways. Then your story became so public. Like, this is the vibes that I'm getting here. You were definitely one of those famous emperors, like Napoleon or Joseph Stalin. I'm hearing, my gosh, scary. See, scary energy, scary vibes, you guys, but like in a powerful way. But that's why I get it. Like, in so many ways, you might be second guessing your abilities because you are subconsciously afraid of your power, because you've had it and you've made some mistakes back in the day, and you've been trying to fix this karma ever since, so you as a soul are like, okay, I cannot get involved with anything like this again. I'm here in this lifetime to really live in abundance and luxury. I mean, you're presented as Queen of Pentacles. This is the card. Why is this lifetime important? You're really standing out of competition. I mean, it's almost like you're discovered. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of you would be like celebrities in this lifetime, or social media people, because Clearly, the star, temperance, like popularity, leadership is very much in your nature just because you're so ancient. You're ancient, okay? Like, not trying to shame you for your soul's age, but your soul has seen it all, and you really are rooted in your power, in your true, true, true power. The power of your intellect, the power of your character, the power of your stability and your guidance systems, the power of your connection to the moon, the power of your fulfilling wishes, the power of your patience, you know, all of these things, you're moving towards abundance. And because you're the last one standing, it's like you may have fallen so many times, but you have gotten up so many times, it's like you don't care. You, no matter how far you go into the shadow, you always find your way towards the light. Wow. And that's why you came here to experience polarity. Beautiful. Beautiful. I want to see more. I didn't do that for other pals, but this is very unique. Queen of Pentacles again. Oh my gosh. It's like you were meant to experience such abundance in this set. Yeah, and it's happening now. You're being moved divinely into your abundance, into your fated path. Yeah. Look at this. Four of Swords. And you're finally gonna rest. Your soul is finally gonna rest. Oh my gosh, it's like you've been on this quest. Pile number 4, I feel you. I feel, in some ways, I feel this is true for me. We'll see. Obviously, everything is known as in perspective. I still haven't learned the spiritual lesson. I'm in the midst of it. But it's like you are the Queen of Pentacles. You are finally getting a break in this lifetime. You're finally moving towards rest. It's like your soul has been on this quest for so many lifetimes. You were like, I'm looking for enlightenment. I'm looking to be the philosopher. I'm looking to be the alchemist. I'm looking to be the mystic. You know, in so many lifetimes you were after this particular thing. I think it's enlightenment, but it could be that you sense it's something else. You were after something. Maybe after union with someone, who knows? But it's final, like in this lifetime, right now, the shift is happening, the chariot is moving. You are finally, your soul is gonna finally rest, and you're like, all right, this is your last incarnation, honestly. You reached it, you're done. You know, you can finally rest because you achieved that level of being able to be the alchemist and the magician of your life to the point where you are really, you know, here to experience all of the good, and you're out of here. It's like, you have better things to do. I don't know what people do in the astral. But yeah, wow. Pile number 4. This was beautiful. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading. This is exciting. Okay, thank you so much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to share your story, I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.